Thake, and together with Dr. Malta Musumeci, we will be presenting University of Malta courses with intermediate/advanced chemistry as a requirement and/or option, and analysis of student choices. This study was carried out as part of a master's thesis related to the Masters in Teaching and Learning as part of requirements for the University of Malta. The presentation is divided into the following. We have an initial overview about the Maltese landscape, together with some information about the University of Malta. This will be followed by theoretical frameworks related to literature and to course choices, followed by the methodology adopted, results obtained, as well as the analysis and discussion. And to summarize, we'll have a conclusion and some recommendations for furthering the study. Where is Malta? And what is Malta? Malta is a small island state. It can be found south of Sicily in Italy and east of Tunisia. It has a population of around 500,000, and it is an EU member state since 2004. It has an area of around 316 square kilometers, and it was a former British colony. The Maltese educational system is very similar to that of the United Kingdom. The local system is regulated by the Education Act of 1998, and compulsory education in Malta is between the ages of 5 to 16. The way the system works is that you start off at pre-primary from ages 3 to 5. This is then followed by the primary stage from 5 to 11, followed by secondary, which is also from age 11 to 16. After 16 years of age, students have the choice of going into a post-secondary education and continuing towards tertiary education. Alternatively, students may opt to go straight into vocational education or pursue it at a later stage in their educational journey. What interests us in this study is the decisions made by post-secondary students, i.e. those students at sixth form level, upon entering a tertiary institution. So the University of Malta. The University of Malta is one of the largest universities in Malta. It is a public university with around 11,000 students, of which there are 700 international students. The university consists of 14 faculties as well as 18 institutes. In order to enter the University of Malta, one will need a number of post-secondary qualifications. These include 2 subjects that are carried out at an advanced level, 3 subjects that are carried out at an intermediate level, as well as a systems of knowledge qualification. The advanced and intermediate subjects need to include a language, a science, and a humanistic subject. So what are the aims of this research study? The aims of the study are to analyze the preferences of those students with an advanced matriculation and intermediate matriculation level in chemistry within their first 3rd year of university. We will also investigate influences behind students' enrollment choices, their motivation in choosing University of Malta courses with chemistry as a requirement and or option, as well as to look into the perception that is given to students that students have related to chemistry and career choices within the local labour market. Two key research questions were devised. Firstly, what motivates university students to choose tertiary courses that specify intermediate or advanced level chemistry? And secondly, does chemistry at intermediate/advanced level act as a restriction or an opening for student career options? When looking at literature, there are a number of theoretical frameworks. Three of these stand out. These include the vocational types theory, which sheds light on psychological aspects of career preferences and categorizes those with chemistry as being investigative thinkers and realistic doers. There is the social cognitive career theory, which speaks about the interplay between personal, behavioral, as well as environmental factors in decisions that are related to careers as well as academic decisions. And finally, we've got the rational choice theory. This suggests that students select their courses based on personal preferences as well as real life limitations. The research methodology adopted. Okay, so a mixed methods approach was adopted. This was to combine the benefits of both quantitative and qualitative data. In terms of research instruments used, there was access to statistical data from the University of Malta, as well as a self-administered questionnaire that was distributed to a number of stakeholders. So the stakeholders identified for this study were the University of Malta students within their first to third year, okay, of university with a qualification in chemistry. These were followed by sixth form chemistry teachers, so teachers who teach chemistry at post-secondary level, and finally University of Malta course coordinators related to those courses that have entry requirements or options specifying chemistry. So here we have a bit more information with regards to the method adopted. So the questionnaire was an online questionnaire. It was made up of 17 questions that were divided into 4 sections. The 4 sections can be seen on the right hand side. These included demographics, course choices, motivations for choosing chemistry, as well as the career options. Okay, so now mapping student participants. So in order to determine the population of interest, I had a look at the undergraduate prospectus of the University of Malta to identify those courses which would be of interest to the study. In total, there were around 26 courses that were of interest, and based on the statistical information that was made available, a total of 667 students were identified as having the qualifications according to the university's enrollment figures. So for our results, we had a total of 107 participants. These included 79 university students with chemistry qualifications, 22 sixth form chemistry teachers out of an estimated around 30 teachers on the island, followed by 6 course coordinators. Each one of the stakeholders were given a letter and assigned a number, and this was important when it comes to quoting some of the responses obtained, which gave a bit of qualitative feedback towards perspectives related in the study. So over here we can see a breakdown of the student participants. You will notice that a large number of participants can be found as part of the Doctor of Medicine and Surgery course. And the reason why Doctor of Medicine and Surgery was included was that it featured in the undergraduate prospectus. However, it should be noted that it is not necessarily considered to be an undergraduate course. It's given the level of an actual master's course. You can see that when it comes to the distribution of students in the first, second, and third, we have a roughly equal percentage of students, with a slightly more higher representation within the second year of study. So we can expect that a lot of answers will be related to medicine and surgery. Now, historically, chemistry is often associated with medicine and has been and is still being used as a conduit towards entering the medical course, rather than a standalone discipline. So, from the responses obtained, there emerged a number of themes. These were a total of 7 themes, and these themes consisted of influence, misconceptions, motivations, perceptions, career aspirations, acquired skills, and promoting chemistry. So here are some highlights with regards to the results from students. Students identified their frequent motivations for choosing chemistry as being that of family, as well as teachers and mentors. Family and teachers and mentors appear to be part of a cultural aspect. We are a very family-centered society here in Malta, and it's evident as well in the choices, in the motivating factors behind students' choices. We can also see some quotes from some students related to, for example, the attitude and teaching methods of a specific teacher at sixth form were pivotal towards the development of a positive attitude towards the subject of chemistry. Then you have issues as to why students may have not furthered their studies specifically in chemistry. We can see that the students claim to have enjoyed the subject. However, due to bad experiences with terrible teachers, the student felt that the subject was made more challenging than it needed to be. Some more results. The majority of participants were of the belief that intermediate and advanced level chemistry expanded their career choices. And we do seem to have a bit more information that a lot of those who are successful in the subject end up choosing a completely different, higher paying career path entirely. As to what these alternative career paths are is not specified. However, it could be opportunities abroad, or it could be other local opportunities within different sectors. We can see that around 45% of students expressed a willingness to consider a chemistry-related career abroad. As well, many of them emphasized a perceived global value of the subject. Okay, now we're looking at the perspectives of sixth form chemistry teachers. So teachers believe that student choices are not simply influenced by maybe 3 motivating factors. According to teachers, it's a much more complex system based on things such as university requirements, career aspiration, prestige, societal influences, job opportunities, family background, personal interest, as well as peer influence. We do have some commonalities. We have peer influence, the family mentioned. Okay. However, from the viewpoint of teachers, it's a much more complex system than students make it out to be. According to teachers, they mention how chemistry is perceived to be a difficult subject compared to other subjects. They mention about the fact that there is a lack of information about job trends. They feel that no information is made available, or they're not made aware about the current job trends, and they seem to have felt very much out of the loop, if you meaning not in the know with regards to what is currently happening. They hear such information from former students and relay that information to the current students. And the teachers highlight again the lack of information about job trends and the need for enhanced promotion of careers in chemistry. Teachers also expressed concerns about restricted opportunities and advocated for the promotion of chemistry. From the perspectives of course coordinators, again, just like with teachers, there is a more complex motivation force behind the choices of subjects, such as personal goals, job availabilities, salaries, and personal preferences, as well as specifically with course leaders, academic performance. Coordinators emphasized that there are factors that influence course choices, and they addressed misconceptions about chemistry, and they highlight its importance in interdisciplinary connections, the use of chemistry, combining it with many other subjects. They highlight some positive abilities and skills related to having chemistry, such as analytical skills, management abilities, research proficiency, as well as logical and problem-solving skills. Some more information. Again, we see that chemistry is viewed as contributing to an interdisciplinary connections within curriculum. As well as what wasn't highlighted was the importance of communicating with industry experts related towards aligning university course syllabi with current industrial needs, as well as making the subject applicable to real-world scenarios. So this table is a summary of some pieces of information that were gathered from such a study. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be having a look at some of the similarities and differences between each of the stakeholders. Convergent perspectives. Career aspirations. So convergent perspectives are those perspectives which seem to have aligned. We seem to see that career aspirations were identified as being very important with regards to course coordinators. In course choices with regards to university students and sixth form chemistry teachers, there was an emphasis on placing on aligning the education options with potential career paths. Both teachers and course coordinators emphasize real-world applications of chemistry and focus on practical examples with the use, for example, of context-based approaches and relation to job opportunities. some divergent perspectives that were risen. Students cited family influence as their main reason. However, when it came to teachers, they mentioned that it was a more complex system with a number of varied factors. University students also mentioned there was a lack of promotion of the subject and more promotion was needed. When it came to sixth form chemistry teachers, there was a moment of mixed opinions, so it was around an even split as to whether more promotion of the subject may be required. So limitations of the study. As you can see, a larger sample size would have been more beneficial. It could have provided a more comprehensive explanation of students' views as well as of stakeholders with regards to the qualifications. However, at the moment it is a start to gain a brief idea as to what some of these individuals perceive or belief related towards the course choices. And secondly, when it came to course coordinators, it would have been ideal if a more representative sample was made available. Course coordinators were contacted on several occasions. However, the response rate was unfortunately quite low. Some concluding remarks. We can see that there are a number of intricate factors that influence students' decisions. There are different approaches that can be adopted to support the course choices made by students. Students perceive chemistry to be a valuable qualification for career opportunities, and chemistry education can be enhanced by dispensing of misconceptions and aligning courses with career aspirations, as well as integration of real-world applications and uses of the subject of chemistry. Recommendations. So some recommendations are to include real-world applications, through the use of practical examples, make chemistry more relevant to students' daily lives, and incorporate research insights into future curriculum design, teaching methods, and support systems to encourage student engagement, interest, and achievement. Future work research could include to seek feedback from people such as employers and chemistry professionals, as well as have a look at different cross-cultural comparisons on the choices of chemistry-related subjects within different contextual settings. Thank you for your time.